Premier League starts again on Friday night. Liverpool against Bournemouth, first game going to be absolutely huge. And today, I'm here to deliver my table predictions 1 to 20. Technically 20 to 1, it's going from bottom to top, but yeah. It's a tradition, of course, each year. And yeah, I think it's probably so difficult to predict, the Premier League. I mean, maybe the bottom half is a bit predictable, but I try to make it as interesting as I can with my predictions. So if you do want to enjoy, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and also if you want to get involved in the game week predictions, of course, there is a prediction league happening on a Discord server, link down in the description. Me and NFFC Owen, some of you will know him, one of our good mates online, are running it. So yeah, it's got Premier League, Championship, League One. It's got so many competitions, so do feel free, if you love predictions, get involved. Sounds a lot of fun. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. But yeah, so we're here for team predictions for the Premier League 25-26. Let's get straight into it. 20th place now, and maybe won't come as much as a surprise. I've got Burnley in 20th now. Now that seems crazy to say, considering they got 100 points in the Championship last season, only conceding 16 goals in the league. I mean, it just goes to show the gap really between the Premier League and Championship. But they lost so many key players from that approaching season, like so Trafford going to Man City, the goalkeeper, CJ Egan-Riley, they've lost at the back. Josh Brownhill in the midfield was a top scorer last season with, I believe, 16 goals. He's left. They signed Brozier. Carl Walker has good experience, but has he really got the legs these days? I'm not so sure. Chukwu from Chelsea, Dubravka in goal, but I just don't think it'll be enough. So I mean, I love the Premier sides to have a good season, prove everyone wrong. I've got at least one promoted team to stay out, but that's probably just in hope that it's not boring, the relegation battle again this season. But 20th, I think Burnley will go down. I don't think well enough, sadly. But yeah, obviously people may disagree. Of course, that's fine. Yeah, these are just my predictions. 19th. People probably will disagree with this. I've got West Ham. West Ham's go down. I mean, I don't think the club's going in the right direction right now. The signing of Callum Wilson confuses me a little bit. He's on the wrong side of 30 now, isn't he? Injury prone. He's not, a 20 goal season striker, isn't he? So they're lacking a bit of, attacking quality and creativity really with Kudus gone to Spurs. Signed a Leicester keeper, Hermansen, signed Walker Peters from Southampton, but Juve as well. The fullback from was it Slavia Prague, I believe it was, Sparta Prague, one of the two. But yeah, I think West Ham slowly slipping down the table, and this year probably just catch them out, maybe. Realistically, probably all three will go down, but I want to be interesting, so I've got West Ham to go down. But yeah, at 18th, there's another Premier side, and there's arguments for this team that could stay up, but I've gone with Leeds. Obviously, the main question is Daniel Farke. Can he finally survive a Premier League season? He has failed to with Norwich, but difference being with him at Norwich compared to Leeds is that they're actually backing him. Leeds signed some great players. Bior, the defender, signed a backup. Well, I don't think he'll be backup keeper, actually. Perry. I don't think Meslier is going to start. If he starts the Premier League season, that's going to be awful for Leeds. Seeing how bad he was in the Championship last season. Statch in the midfield. Bornau, Nemecha, Longstaff. They only lost one key outgoing, which is Junior Firpo, their full back. I just feel a bit more attacking prowess going forward. Piero, he's never been in the Premier League before. Did win Championship Golden Boot last season, but I believe it was only with 16 goals. That it wasn't a high bar. Although he's a great striker, in the Swansea days, he had a lot of interest from the Premier League. But yeah, Leeds in 18th. I think they'll just go down. It could go down to the final few game weeks, but they'll just be pipped and go down on 18th for me. 17th, this team could easily go down. It's Wolves. 2 massive outgoings, of course. Cunha to Man United, Aït-Nouri to Man City. Yeah, so John Arias, I seen him in the Club World Cup. I think it was for Fluminense. I think it was. Literally signed Wolf, David Wolf. I think it's a fullback from AZ Alkmaar. I mean, it'll fit in perfectly, won't he? Nah, but Strand Larsen, well, I've got him back on a permanent this time from Celta Vigo, their striker. You know, massive outgoings Wolves. Are they going to have enough to replace them? I'm not so sure. I think we'll leave quite a few holes in the team, and that could cost them. But I've got them just as surviving. 17th, 16th. Now, I don't think this team's going anywhere really. No ambition. It's Fulham. Fulham are just there. Yeah, they were just there last season before, and the season before. They'll be the same this season. I mean, I ain't got anything against Fulham. It's just they're not exciting, aren't they? Literally. I mean, they don't really need to sign anybody, but I mean, it'd be nice to see them sign some players. The Compt, backup keeper from Montpellier. We could even lose Muniz to Leeds, which would be interesting. You know, if they lose him, where are the goals going to come from? So yeah, Fulham 16, but they were right to survive. But man, it'd be nice to see them actually show a little bit of ambition. I'm sorry to any Fulham fans for slating you, but I mean, it's just some of these teams, you just look at and just think they're not doing anything. They're just there. I mean, they're doing more than my club, Bristol City, of course, because we're in the Championship. But it's just, yeah. I'm not. You can probably tell. You know, obviously love doing predictions, but I'm maybe just not a big fan of the Premier League because I think the last few seasons hadn't been great, especially with the relegation battle being so weak. But yeah, 16th I've got Fulham. 15th is I actually got a Pareto team to stay up. It's Sunderland. Sunderland have done big business. The likes of Habib Diarra in the midfield. Leeds were looking at him. Reinlendo, Mandava, from the fullback from Atletico Madrid. I think that's a great signing. I think it's Mozambique international, something like that. To be fair, they signed a lot of players who will be away when AFCON comes, so it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that. Adingra from Brighton being another one of them. Son Xhaka, Masuaku, great experience. They let go of Joe Bellingham to Dortmund, following in footsteps, of course, of Jude there. But yeah, I think the fan base is obviously going to be huge. They've got a crazy fan base. You know, they are proper diehards up in the northeast. So yeah, I really want them to survive. Probably out of all the three, I mean, I love all three for it to stay up, but Sunderland probably, you know, just so they can have that obviously rivalry with Newcastle for a good few years. So that'd be great to see. But yeah, 15th Sunderland for me. 14th I've got Bournemouth. Bournemouth lost some big players like Huijsen to Real Madrid, Karius to Liverpool, recently Zai Barney to PSG. They bought Traffert from Rennes. They bought Petrovic from Chelsea, the goalkeeper. They probably deserve maybe a bit more game time at Chelsea, but Chelsea got so many players. Yeah, but Bournemouth, I think people could say it could be in a relegation battle. I personally don't see it. I think the attacking outlet that we still have, like so Semenyo, Kluivert, Tavernier is decent as well. I think, you know, that'll get them over the line. 14th, you know, good manager still there. You know, they've kept the manager, which is brilliant news. Just yeah, a lot of change at Bournemouth. I think I lost quite a few key players, so it's gonna be difficult to replace them. But yeah, 14th we've got Bournemouth. 13th now, you know, a few people have these sides to this side to go down. Sorry, it's Brentford for me in 13th. Obviously massive outgoings. Norgard to Arsenal and Buemo to Man United. It's looking ever so likely Vissa will go to Newcastle and may even be officially announced by the time you're watching this. Brought in Kelleher from Liverpool. I think that's a great signing. He's always done well when he was called upon for Liverpool. Obviously it's hard to get in front of Alisson, obviously one of, if not the best keepers in the world. Lambo from Feyenoord in the midfield, Jordan Henderson in the midfield. We could get that striker Callum Miendo, I think it is from Rennes, to replace the goals that Mbeumo and Vissa had last season. But yeah, I think they'll do it right. They always recruit well, Brentford, so I think this season will be, well, they haven't done much this so far in the transfer window, but I'm sure they will. Otherwise they could have worries of relegation, but nah, 13th for me. 12th, I've gone with Palace in 12th. Palace, they signed the backup keeper Walter Benitez from PSV. Don't see him really get ahead of Dean Henderson. I think he's a brilliant shot stopper for the Eagles. Borna Sosa, the fullback from Ajax. I'll put down we could still lose likes of Guéhi and Eze. I've seen Liverpool looking at Guéhi. Eze has been linked with quite a few teams: Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs. It'd be interesting to see who. I think he's a top talent. He deserves to be playing for sort of a big six side, like one of the Arsenal, Spurs, or Liverpool. We obviously got Conference League. They're gutted they ain't got Europa League, but I do think it's a little bit harsh. I do see both sides of the argument. Obviously, the rule is there at the end of the day, but I mean, it is a little bit harsh, isn't it? Every other team that's won the FA Cup gets in the Europa League. And what about Man City and Girona in the Champions League last season? They have multi-club ownership, but they get allowed to play in the same competition. It's not fair. It's not fair in that sense. But yeah, Palace in 12th, their usual finish. Don't think that'd be a bad season. Obviously, you gotta cope with European football. It's massive still. Like, got European football. Yeah, Everton. I still go next. Palace in 12th, Everton in 11th. I think they've made some great signings, to be fair. Alcaraz, the midfielder from Flamengo, got him back on a permanent. Travers as a backup keeper from Bournemouth. Who else they signed? They signed a striker from Villarreal, I think it's Thierry Barry. Dewsbury Hall from Chelsea. Jack Grealish, I'm named from Man City. Could we see the Jack Grealish of old from Villa? I hope so. Because if they do get that version of Grealish Everton, then they could be an exciting team to watch. Obviously, we see what he can do with Villa, top talent. City ruined them, but can he get back to his best? We shall see. So as new a defender from Bayern Munich, and I've not seen too much of him, but new contracts for likes of Seamus Coleman, Michael Keane, Jared Brunthwaite. That's massive. He's probably one of our top assets, but they keep it in for at least another season. And Gay, just kind of Gay, signed a new contract as well. So yeah, I think Moyes had a great impact when he went in there last season, replacing Sean Dyche. So yeah, Everton in 11th for me. I think we could have a solid year. Obviously, as well, moving away from Goodison Park, so a little bit of an emotional end to the season. It might take them a few games to get used to playing a new stadium, but once they get used to obviously the new crowds, then I think they'll be just fine. We'll have a solid season, finishing in 11th. And 10th place now, I've got Spurs. One big sign and really kudos from West Ham. I think that's a good sign. Of course, new manager Thomas Frank. I put them there in slap bang in the middle table just because I think Spurs are a bit of a wild card this season. We don't know how Frank is gonna. Well, we sort of know how he's gonna set up because we've seen at Brentford, but how is he gonna do with his Spurs side? Is he gonna get him a ticket? It'd be interesting to see. Obviously, Son leaving, that's quite sad, but probably at the right time. Winning a trophy. Now Spurs have won a trophy more recently than Arsenal, so Arsenal fans will love that. And they're not winning another one this season. Same like now. Højbjerg's gone as well. So yeah, 10th Spurs. I mean, obviously an improvement from last season. Maybe go far in Champions League. I don't see them winning it personally, but maybe one of the English Cup competitions could go far in. yeah, it's just how is Frank going to do with Spurs? We don't know. So I put them slap bang in the middle of the table. I think that's probably a reasonable shout there. Ninth place got Brighton. Obviously, we do like Brighton, don't we? They're a really good run club. They lost João Pedro. They could lose Baleba, which would be a big miss. But you know, they always got that new up and coming star that we've never heard of, and they sell them for 100 million in the next 2 seasons. It's mad. You know, they do the best business. Espinan goes to AC Milan as well. There's also a big miss. Brought in the Kuiper from Bruges, fullback, 29.7 million spent on Kostoulos, striker from Olympiacos. So it's interesting. I think he's quite young, so 29 million spent on him is a big gamble. But yeah, they'll do all right. Brighton maybe push for the European places, but maybe just fall short. Coming in 8th place, I've got Nottingham Forest. Only a one place drop off from last season. Jair Cunha, Igor Jesus, Dan Ndoye, Gibbs White new contract. That's probably the biggest signing. He's crucial to Forest, and they've lost to Langa to Newcastle. Danilo goes to Botafogo. Toffolo goes to Charlotte FC in the MLS. I think they'll have another solid season. Obviously in Europa League, obviously have to juggle league with Europe. So be interested to see how Nuno copes with that as well. But he'd done it for 2 seasons. I know it was just 1 season at Wolves they got in Europe, wasn't it? Yeah, he'd done it with Wolves there. So I think he can do it with Forest as well. Yeah, another solid season for Forest in 8th. I think you can definitely take that as a Forest fan. Now in 7th, I've got Villa. Aston Villa in 7th. So the backup keeper, Marco Bizot from Start Brest. Evan Gousend, a striker from Nice. They like spending in the French league, don't they? Obviously, there's been rumours that Watkins and Martinez could leave. I don't think that'll happen. I think they'll both stay this season. But new contracts for like Tyrone Mings, Boubacar Kamara, Lucas Digne is very huge as well. So Villa in 7th. Obviously they got Europa League, same as Forest, so it'd be interesting to see how Emery does with that. Obviously he's a very experienced manager in Europe. They were in Champions League last season and gave PSG a right go in the quarters. I mean, but then PSG went on to win it. So I mean, Villa have got pedigree in Europe already. And I think we'll get a European spot again next season, finish in 7th place. 6th place now, I've got Newcastle. Now, a lot of stuff could still happen with Newcastle. The big talking point 100% is Isak. Is he going to go? I mean, there's rumours that he was just training with his old club, Sociedad, which is, yeah, it's never good to see when, not training with the first team. Sort of hints towards maybe they could leave, but I mean, at the time recording, nothing has been confirmed. But we shall see by the time this video goes out. But they got a Langa from Forest, of course. We mentioned that just then. Ramsdale from Southampton, defender Malik Toll from AC Milan. Not seen too much from him, but could be a good signing there, possibly. He lost experience up front with Callum Wilson, but being injury prone now. So yeah, but if they lose Isak as well, because they've already been rejected by the likes of Sesko and Mbeumo, Pedro. Yeah, it's a little bit weird for Newcastle because they're in the Champions League and still so many players don't want to come to them over the likes of Man United. In the case for Mbeumo and Sesko, who haven't got Europa League, are pretty much, well, I think they'll have a big improvement because obviously we haven't said Man United yet, but realistically, I mean, if you want to play Champions League football this season, it's not going to happen at Man United, of course, but maybe they see the project of Man United. Speaking of them, they're in 5th for me. Maybe a little bit too high, but I know a lot of Man United mates, so I want to see Man United do well. Cunha and Mbeumo, Sesko, we mentioned there. Could even get Baleba, but we need to get rid of the likes of Sancho, Garnacho, Anthony. Rashford's gone out on loan. Probably would have preferred to get a fee for him now, but it is what it is for United, and I just feel like obviously it was gutting not to get into the Champions League, losing the Europa League to Spurs, but maybe it could sort of be a blessing in disguise, because I think with more time to focus on the league, I just think they can have a good season. Maybe win Carabao or FA Cup. That'll be a good season for them as well. And 5th place, still probably not where we want to be, but I mean, massive improvement from 15th last season. So you take that definitely. I mean, Ineos' plan is to win the Premier League by 2028. I mean, probably still big investment needs to happen, because the top 4 have already had a better season in terms of the transfer window, really. But in 4th place is Arsenal. Good transfer window, but for me, I don't think it's enough, really. Arsenal fans probably going to disagree, but no, they've sort of regressed each year. I think each year, although they've finished second, they've gotten worse, and the likes of the teams above them, who we'll get on to, I think just strengthened even more, really. Obviously, Gyökeres is a big signing. Obviously, he just screams goals, doesn't he? Obviously, Madueke, Zubamendi, Mosquera at the back, Norgard in midfield to partner Zubamendi, with Odegaard further forward behind the strikers as well. But Odegaard, especially, he had a poor season last season, didn't he? He went off the boil a little bit, so can he be interested if he can have a redemption arc a season, if you get what I mean. But Arsenal 4th, it's now or never really for Arteta. If they don't win something, then the project has just came to nothing in the end. But Arsenal 4th, they're not winning it. They're not winning shit this season. Chelsea in 3rd. For me, Chelsea, right? They could have generally they're building a nice project. So in a few years' time, I reckon we could see them win the Premier League. They're building a really, really good squad, like a squad full of potential. Liam Delap, João Pedro, Gittins, Alefandro Hato. I just think, obviously, Maresca has now got a reputation sort of winning trophies, Club World Cup, Conference League. Could he win another trophy this season? Be interesting to see. Maybe outside shot for the Premier League, but definitely have a good season. Chelsea getting back to the early Abramovich days, of course, slightly before my time. The early Abramovich days with Mourinho and Drogba in the early years, 2005, when they only conceded 15 goals in the league. I mean, that's probably boring football to watch. I don't think it certainly would be boring football to watch with Chelsea. I think it's a more attacking sort of philosophy, of course, of Cole Palmer, Jackson. I think he's staying, to be fair. Watch this now. He goes to like Man United. Well, he won't go to Man United because Scott Sesko, but with Newcastle, that'll be the only person that I can get. Obviously, not slagging off Jackson, but he blows hot and cold. He splits opinion, especially with Chelsea fans. But Chelsea in 3rd, great season for them. You love to see it. 2nd place, got Manchester City in 2nd place. Man City. Obviously, big signings like Aït-Nouri, Ryan Cherki, Reinders in midfield, James Trafford in goal. De Bruyne leaves, which would be a massive blow, massive loss. I think that's going to be obviously intriguing to see how they cope without KDB being there. 10 years they've had KDB in midfield. A Premier League legend, really won semi-Premier Leagues, of course, with Pep Guardiola in charge. I think they'll be better than last season, and I think they will be in the title race, of course, finishing 2nd. But will they win a trophy? Prem, FA Cup, Champions League, Carabao? We'll see. I don't know. But 2nd Man City. 1st, only one team, Liverpool. Best, they've got so many good signs. Verts, Kurikes, Katike, Frimpong. Isak, it's over. Just forget about it for the rest of the league. You know, they're going to dominate it again like we did last season. Obviously, last season, the competition wasn't as good. I think it'll be stronger this year, but Liverpool signing so many good players, a lot on top of the likes of Van Dijk still there, Alisson still there, Salah still there. Yeah, it's quality, isn't it, for Liverpool? I reckon they'll win the league. And yeah, that is my 25-26 Premier League team predictions, guys. Did go to enjoy it. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Take care and goodbye.